Okay, I'd like you just to observe the current, and somewhat you can see a wave. See? Can you see the waves? How the waves look like they're going that way. Actually, they're coming this way, but it looks like they're going that way. See? See that? Try to imagine that Yamuna Devi, when the gopis were here, the waves were so big that there was whiteness, like white foss, like in the sea. When the big wave comes, it has like a white top on it. So the Yamuna was exactly like that. So tall and so forceful were the waves that there was even white on top of the waves. Like a white foam or a white foss. This is nothing. But this time of the year, the Yamuna is not so full. But because of the rain, everybody hopes has stopped because it has ruined over 50 crore rupees of wheat. And also, I didn't know, but also the mustard seed. They weren't able to harvest the mustard seed nor the wheat in this area, and this is West UP. This is called West UP, and the total is probably more than 50 crore now. That's about now more than 2 weeks back. So it's really hit hard, especially when you're talking about farmers that they sustain their bodies by roti. Mostly, it's if a meal comes, there's only about 20% sabji, and the rest is roti. So now they've lost, about 80% of their meal just in 1 year. So, which is going to be very hard for them. Yeah. Yamuna Devi ki jai. Yeah. The level here, the Yamuna, I've never, in my, time here, I have never experienced this high level at this time of the year. But really, this is not the beginning. Because when it was raining, it was nice and cool, and at least you could forget somewhat of the problem that it was causing. Yesterday, there was white cumulus clouds, meaning that the clouds have now, the inversion of the clouds that, lasted all the winter time, changed into rain, and it drained it. Understand, it drained. See, we look up, and we wait for some front to come and to make rain and everything. But actually, in the atmosphere above us, there is rain already. It's already there. It's like Krishna has an ocean that is covering this whole, Jambudweep. There's an ocean covering the whole Jambudweep that is more than all the oceans put together that we know of, or that we have experience of. Of course, Jambudweep is very large, much larger than, but that's what even just the scientists here have calculated, that there's more ocean, you could call it ocean, there's more ocean above us in the atmosphere than there is in the oceans themselves. So, during the winter time, the winter makes a storage. It takes this water and it stores it in above us. This is our storage. Our storage of water was above us. And that rain that has been here for a month and a half extra, because during the winter it hardly ever rains. So that rain that came for a month and a half, it depleted our monsoon. You could say, oh, the monsoons are coming from Singapore and then they come over to us and this, that. No. It's not completely right. And I'll go against any, person of the weather and everything. It's not completely right. No, we have a storage place in our area. And that storage place has now been depleted, and all we can expect is a very heavy, hot summer. That's what we can expect. And when it's hot, you can't forget anything. There's no escape. As they say here, I mean, like the big construction, modern good construction people say that here mostly in India, the buildings are made to be ovens in the summer and refrigerators in the winter. Yeah, ovens in the summer and refrigerator in the winter, because they're made in such a way that the walls accumulate the temperature and they release the temperature at a slower rate than the atmosphere. So even if the atmosphere cools off, the wall is still hot. It takes a few days to cool down. So that's what we can expect this year. So my site is weather manipulation. They know that they can drain our water. They know that the water that they drained did so much damage. And they know that the absence of water is going to do so much damage. So it's a planned tactic, which isn't surprising. They plan wars, they plan this, they plan that, And what is it mainly for? Just to give trouble to human society. Because there's an anger that we don't see, they don't manifest publicly and everything. An anger that you are humans and we don't want you on earth. And that's it. But this is not their place. Their place is under. Their place in Sutal and planets like that. Their place is not here. So they have to make the conditions so that we leave, unwillingly we leave, and they're able to come in. And that just gives entrance into what they, call the dinosaurs and this, that, and the other. And also, when those entities are here, the forests grow like anything because they're not interested in them. We live on vegetation. They don't live on vegetation. The rodents live on something rotten. Understand, rodents are any person studying the species of life nowadays, they know that the rodent species is the highest increasing species on earth now. Like, they're being fed like anything. They can drink the water that has petrol in it because they're able to digest the water that has petrol in it. We say that there's actually no scientific proof that petroleum is made from vegetation that has decayed and everything. But it's easy to see that that is true. It is true because the rodents can drink it. They can drink they like the polluted water more than they like the unpolluted water. They like the polluted air more than they like the unpolluted air. So there's actually a quiet battle to get rid of human society and bring in their society and live in a very nice way. We would call it a very dirty, barbaric way, but that's just their nature. And their nature is that we are taking up too much space and they're not able to eat nicely, they're not able to breathe nicely. So we being the percentage, actually we are supposed to be the inhabitants of the earth. They're supposed to be the inhabitants of the underworld. So let them be, so they've come here to the earth to, because of probably some problem. I always think that they're actually the rejects. From the underworld, they're the rejects because for some reason they didn't act right, and they're the rejects. So here on earth, we are getting the reptilians that are rejects from the underworld. But still, they want to survive. So, of course, they're going to introduce things that help them survive. That's just logic. And what they want to introduce is killing us. So, in other words, we have the right also to, and I'm sorry to say it, but we do have the right more than them. Because even the demigods, they desire to be born in this age, and to be desire to be born in this age means that they're going to be humans. They're not going to be reptilians, So this planet is made for our inhabitants, but the destruction of the planet, we say destruction, they say creation. When they see destruction, they see creation. Yeah.